some fake karate shit.
All right, let's get started. Welcome, 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 everybody. Wait for my partner to get it. It's all good. Welcome to another episode of Change Your Mind, Change Your Thinking. I am your host, Troy Skinner, and
Antonio Dean.
we're in the snazzy gi. I love it. I love it. Taking me back on my days.
Yes, sir.
So we spoke about this on last week in regards to talking about self-defense today, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be giving you guys some hints and tips on how to handle some of your self-defense situations. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will have a lot of questions, pretty much, right? So at any time you have any questions, please put them in the DM us, put them in the chat. We are on YouTube. We'll be recording this as well. This is definitely being recorded because we're going to do some stuff with this. You know what, let me take this tick off real quick. All right.
Also, I forgot to tell you the like, comment, subscribe thing. It makes a noise on YouTube Live.
When you say, like, oh, the other one?
Yep.
Well, let me figure that out.
Yeah, well, obviously not right now, but. Folks, thank everybody for coming in. God damn it. There we go. Throw this one in there.
All right, as you can see, we're still getting a lot of stuff situated. But hopefully you all had a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in for tonight. We have a great show for you guys who are paying attention and want to learn some good things. You definitely want to share the fact that we are going over this stuff if you're on Instagram or if you're on Facebook or if you're on YouTube, because we got a lot of valuable information, especially for the upcoming holidays. You definitely want to learn how to have a little bit of knowledge in regards to self-defense for these impending holidays, because people tend to take their focus off of their self-defense and their well-being and focus a lot more on gift shopping and gift giving and running back and forth to and fro in regards to the holiday season. All right, as soon as my partner's ready, we're going to start. We're going to open up in regards to the first part of the show.
Oh, there it goes. All right.
All right, so all of our cameras are working. So basically, I am a martial arts self-defense practitioner of 38 years.
Oh, my bad.
It's all right.
Shit, what's it been? 8 years? Ishinru karate. The first mixed martial art.
Black belt. I can't touch your belt. You know, so you can.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. I was pointing to it.
Yeah, I didn't know you couldn't touch it. Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
About 8 years. Ishinru karate is the first official mixed martial art. They took 3 of the original Okinawa karate styles. They being Tatsuo Shimabuku, the creator, and merging together, he took the best that he felt was most effective from each style and merged it into one, which is Ishinru, which stands for the One Heart Method.
Okay.
Or translates to the One Heart
One
Method.
Heart Method. And for me, it's a Bojuka, which is the primary form of self-defense system that I teach. Bojuka is considered to be the realest form or the truest form or the purest form of self-defense, where you have a lot of different self-defense systems out there. You have a lot of different methodologies and a lot of different principles in regards to how self-defense is. Bojuka takes the raw essence of what self-defense is and makes sure that a person of any caliber can use it. That's a man, woman, child, elderly person. Okay, those are the people who would be able to apply Bojuka self-defense. So we're giving you 2 perspectives of different forms of self-defense tonight. He's going to be giving you the traditional form in regards to Ishinru, but he also studies in the Bojuka system as well. And then I have many, many years of training in traditional Japanese martial arts systems and traditional Gung Fu systems. Gung Fu is another word for the Cantonese pronunciation for Kung Fu. So when you hear me say Gung Fu, it doesn't mean it's the incorrect pronunciation. It's just that's normally how it's really pronounced, Gung Fu. And that's a big shout out to Sifu Carl for teaching me that. So what I want to start out with is going over the primary essence of how to defend yourself, because self-defense is pretty much a psychological thing. It's not just a physical thing, right? I mean, you can work out, you can throw on some clothes, and you can get your gi going, you can hit things. That's a serious function, but that's not the primary function of self-defense. Self-defense is something that you want to bear in mind, helps you to be more about your awareness, okay? So you'll hear me talk a lot about that tonight. And by the way, if my camera goes off, you guys, just know that I will let you back in. Welcome, Lady Muse.
Hey,
Welcome,
E.
Rich Boy. What's going on, Cam
Did you
Cam?
get one of the iPhone chargers?
Yeah.
Hook him up for the battery.
Yeah. And so, first thing we want to start off with is before we even get into talking more about awareness, I want to talk about the weak points of the human anatomy. Because I think if you have this, whenever I teach self-defense courses and seminars, and we are definitely open for those.
Yes.
If you have, we may have one here soon in Augusta.
Privates and group classes.
Absolutely. And just hit us up, DM us, let us know if you're interested. We will give you our pricing, and we can also work it out to where it's group.
You can
There's another one right there.
Oh.
Yeah. So we are always, this is kind of what we do.
Yeah.
We love to teach, and but at the same time, we gotta make a living. So,
it's like, brother out. I was pay some bills. You see these lights?
Yeah, all right.
You know what I'm
Gotta
saying?
pay the bills. Okay, so first thing I want to go over is the different zones or the different areas that a person should know in regards to being able to defend themselves. Okay, we face off. This is my assailant. I'm his assailant. Okay, you know most guys they got their hands up. Okay, everybody's ready to do some damage to somebody. Him punching me is his objective. He's going to hit me. He's going to put, you know, he's going to crunch me. That's his objective. He wants to hit me. It doesn't matter. It can be here. It can be here. That's how most people fight. They have those fisticuffs and they want to put, you know, hands on you. They want to hurt you. And you see those guys that be swinging. You know, a lot of people are not going to come at you with form. Okay. If I'm in this position of wanting to get into this, I've already lost.
I agree.
If say for instance I'm a 65-year-old man, and even if I had a little boxing experience, he's a younger, sprier man, faster, much more powerful, much more aggressive. He's in the space where he knows what he's capable of doing in regards to swinging them hands. I've already lost. When it comes to this, my main thing is going for his weakest areas. Now later on you'll learn how to do all of this stuff before the 2 hours is up. But in reality, the weakest part of his anatomy, of any human being's anatomy, okay, unless they don't have them, is his eyes. And that to me is the reason why you see a lot of people lose a battle, because they don't understand that the eyes is a good place to go for. If he takes his hands and go for my face, I'm going to flinch. That's a natural startle flinch response. You find this out too? Yeah. Again, if he goes for my eyes, I'm going to flinch. I don't know anybody where they go for the eyes like, ah! I don't.
They get into that. You don't know part of it.
Yeah.
That's what you can do.
Yeah, if you're a human being and you're doing that, you're like, that's Michael Myers stuff right there, right? Jason Voorhees. So the eyes, and we're going to stay on this for a second because I'm going to help you guys to really understand. And this is thousands of dollars of information we're giving you guys. It's free stuff. All right, so again, I'm going to flinch. I don't want my eyes because they're the most vulnerable part of my human anatomy. Again, I say it, they are the most vulnerable part of the human anatomy. I have eyelids. I can't go into the gym and lift weights with my eyelids. It's not going to happen. So they're always going to be there. If I go to grab him and all he does is there you go. I'm going to flinch. He does the same thing. He's going to flinch. Now, this is where it becomes an issue that I have with a lot of self-defense practitioners or people who claim they understand self-defense. The first thing, this guy goes to grab, and they want to, do all of this stuff. If I'm 76 years old, now see how the age gets older and older and older, right?
All right.
I'm 76 years old. This young, spry bull, it's not going to work.
Wrestling.
Yeah. Right.
Especially not outside on the ground, the jiu-jitsu, judo, all of this slamming and aikido, and y'all want to try it on concrete.
Yeah, and let's get into that, because the problem becomes this, all right? And
that's no disrespect to those styles, by the way.
Yes, because I studied a lot of different systems, and mind you, jiu-jitsu was one of them that I studied, so I'm not knocking it. The problem becomes this: when you take away from people in regards to their main form of defense. A child can use his fingers or her fingers for eyes. A woman's nails grow because of that reason.
Right.
If a cat assaulted you or attacked you, or a bird went to attack you, they're going to use either their claws or their talons to go for your face. They're going to go for your eyes. That's what they do. Because they understand innately that it's easier to defend against a weaker subject or a weaker target than it is for a larger target. Okay? So you have to understand that. So when you're doing all this, you're grappling and stuff like that, when you hear people be like, oh, that's not going to work against me, they're lying.
Poke them in the eye.
They're lying. I don't know any human being who can withstand an eye strike. I just don't. And I bet people to name an animal. Because if I'm fighting a bear or, it may sound totally crazy, but a lot of people, their lives have been saved because they hit the bear or they hit the crocodile. A man just hit a crocodile with a frying pan. Yep. Old white man said, bing, bing, and the crocodile went running off. It's because of his intention. He didn't care. He wasn't fearful. So the eyes are the number one place to go for. If he grabs me, so I go right for the eyes. Okay, I grab him. It's see right for my eye. Look at that. And if I have both hands on you, then that means I can't defend myself.
Straight up.
See, I can't defend myself. If I got, listen. A lot of women get grabbed by men and stuff like that. All she has to do is hook those eyes, and we'll show that on the bob. We'll show how brutal that can be. The problem is people don't want you believing that because then it disassociates their training from the reality. Okay, so the first place is the eyes. All right, I don't want to spend too much time on theory. I want to get into some stuff that you guys can use. Okay, second place is the groin. Now the groin is just as accessible. If he goes for my eyes, okay, my groin is wide open. You just go see, right there.
Like that.
Okay.
Like
yeah, leg tap. Yeah. we have a little thing for training. Where when you train with us, we train you to hit the leg because it's nothing to move over to the target.
It's everything to get that instinct, that intent to go straight to it.
Yep, very good. So again, I grab him, boom, there, see? Now, if I go to block my groin, look what happens. It goes right for my eyes. So this is stuff that it makes a lot of sense. So you can go here, you go hit groin, I go to block, he goes eyes, I go to block, he goes You see what I'm saying? So now I look like a jack in the box. I'm going up and down and up and down. And mind you, listen, what prevents you from doing it is not whether or not it'll work. It's doubt. It's the doubt of will it work or because you don't want to hurt the other person. And so you're best off learning how to be a track star or going and buying you a gun and hoping you can validate yourself and or you can excuse yourself in the court of law for shooting somebody that's unarmed. Your hands are with you all the time.
Correct.
Wherever you go, your hands are with you, unless you don't have arms. Now, that's a different situation. Okay, so the groin is the second place. And so what we'll do is we'll just, right now, we'll just go ahead and make 1 and 2 happen.
Okay.
So that way they can put 1 and 2 together. So 1 and 2 is this, okay? If one target is open, right, and what I'm going to show you guys is a basic palm strike. Okay, the palm strike, you can, basically all it is he's got certain targets. He's aiming for my eye, okay, either eye. Okay, and remember, if I can't see you, I can't get you. All right, I'm not a threat to you if I'm blind, okay, unless you're a blind master, all right? The trigeminal nerve, which is the middle of the nose, right here, that third eye. It's called the trigeminal nerve. The trigeminal nerve. Look it up. Going right in between. You see a lot of wrestlers do that. They cut there because there is a little cluster of nerves there.
Very quick. They can bleed without actually bleeding out and losing too much blood.
And that goes back again to if there's blood in his eyes, he can't see you. Now, I'm not saying that your palm strike, well, I mean, if you got a great palm strike, you may open that up if he's had it open before. So that's there. That's where the palm is at. The palm is there. The palm is in the eye. The palm is there. Okay? So let's just start off with the palm strike. That's going to give you guys something to work on. Okay? Little palm strike. And you'll just see from the strikes how powerful it is to stop somebody. I always say for you women watching, all you're doing is putting your hand up and saying stop. Yeah. That's all you're doing. And he's running into it or you're hitting him with force and intent. Okay?
And then also, so 2 things. One, anything you can do slow, inherently you can do it fast. So do not worry about the speed right off top. You definitely want to focus on not even form or technique, but having the audacity in you, the nerve, the want to go ahead and throw these, throw any of these attacks. They're not techniques. And then secondly, the pull away is very important. Kinetic force, or is it centrifugal force?
Centrifugal, yeah.
Centrifugal force. When you strike and pull away, it's not the strike really that hurts, it's the pullback. So if you think about with the towel, when you roll it up and pop somebody, it doesn't hurt because the towel is this devious device that was created to end all humans. It hurts because of the scientific um, law of centrifugal force. When you pull away, that explosion of energy is actually what creates the damage. So it's the same thing when you punch, same thing when you do palm strikes or any of those things.
Got it? All right, here we go. He's just going to hit with the palm. Look at that. Again, hit. Nice. Again. 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 Nice. Yeah. Woo. Nice. So he can even, off the lead, hit one, and then hit the second. So he can combo that. Again. So, you know, a lot of people are always out there throwing these punches. The knuckles are made of bone, right? Just like any other part of your anatomy. But they're extruded. And so what happens is depending on how your fist lands, you can break your knuckles. You meet a lot of people that break knuckles. They, hit the wall. I hit the wall so mad I broke my hand.
Boxers wearing gloves break their hands all the time.
All the time. Mm-hmm. Hairline fractures, or they tear the metacarpal in the middle. Mm-hmm. They damage the metacarpal, and so that's why they have to wrap their hands correctly, especially getting taped up correctly. It can throw you off for a while. I know, a lot of times when people hit wrong on their hand, they're jacked up. So with the palm, you can hit all day. Like a lot of guys that I've trained throughout the years, they may have hit the bag wrong or hit something, and then they go, oh, I can't use it, or they use their palm. All right? So one more time again. So he's hitting with the first, then with the second. First, second. Good. And mind you, look, he's at a standing position. He's not going, ah! He's at a standing position, hitting one and hitting two. Doesn't take much, hitting one and then two. Now mind you, think about that, right? We talked about hitting the eye. He's hitting the eye. Bam! Right? And then that other one comes bam right in the face. It's a very good tactic, and it's a form of saying no. It's a form of saying no. We're not going to get into that whole no,
We're talking about this?
Yeah. The submissive stance. Let's go over it. You want to talk about it? Or you want
Sure. I mean, it's straight to the point. Mm-hmm. So rather than doing all of this and, getting into your Bruce Lee and all of that shit, really for self-defense, and this I learned from him. Somebody's coming after you for whatever reason. They want something from you. Immediately go on the submissive, not intellectually, psychologically is what you're doing. So you're giving them this, whatever they want. If that will help you get away, sure. But your hands are ready here in this position.
Yep.
They're not ready here. They're not ready here. Any of that. Even here. Now this is not submissive. Mm-hmm. You're not throwing your assailant off guard. Mm-hmm. So you want to give them the respect of I can hurt you, you can hurt me. Mm-hmm. Plain and simple. Mm-hmm. So from here.
Yeah. You're pointing, you're gesturing. You're not a threat. And then right from that position, it goes right in. Look at that. You could be saying, I don't want a problem, right into that position. Okay? Now you don't have to lift your arms up and then go into position. You're already there. I don't want a problem. Leave me alone. I don't want to, you can act it all out. Okay? Nice. Simple. Piece of cake, right? So that's something that you can practice on if you have something at home that you can, a lot of people have bags and stuff, and mind you, anything that I'm telling you to do, I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just giving it as an example of what you can do to increase your self-defense potential, okay? I've been training this for many years, so I could walk down the street without any fear. I don't fear anything. But that's just from me knowing who I am and what I had to learn in order to get to that space. But mind you, I was a victim for many, many years, and I had to overcome that. Okay, so that's how that works. Now, when we incorporate the groin, all right, the groin, when you're looking at it, what he's basically going to do is kick straight up into between someone's legs. See that? Watch again. Kick straight up in between someone's legs. It's a simple tactic. Now, mind you don't have to be, look, did he do any stretching or any of that? We didn't stretch. We just set up the cameras and everything.
It's all below the waist.
That's it. Just kicking them right in the groin. Doesn't matter if the guy is 6'5", 230 pounds. That's the second place to hit. It's going to be effective. Same thing with the eyes. If the guy is a big guy, it's going to be the thing to equalize it. And mind you, we're not looking to take someone's eye out, or we're not looking to kick the guy's nuts off. You just want that distraction. You can hit, and then run if you have to run. Okay? Hit, pick something up and hit him with it, run. You got all those different options. I tend to teach that a lot in self-defense because women always ask, well, what if he's bigger than me? Well, like I said about the eyes. Okay? Like I said about the eyes. he can't go and lift weights with his groin. Okay, I know in some countries they do that craziness, but not in America.
Iron groin.
Yeah, the iron groin, yeah. Not too many guys I know walking around doing that. All right, so again, here we go. Groin, boom. Again, boom. Right up in between the legs. So when I say that, he's basically taking his foot. Woo, that came fast. This time is crucial because I was like, okay, whoop.
Hey, look,
Right up in between the legs. He's not kicking the traditional ball of the foot out. He's not doing that. Okay? Which a lot of people do this. That's what he's doing. See? If you look at it, it looks
more
like
surface area.
Yeah, it's cupping the groin. It's coming up right up. It's like, hey, hello, that's what you're doing with it. Right up, and you're using the instep. You're using this part right here of the foot. That's how it's able to be very effective. You're not using the ball of the foot. You'll break your toes. You're coming up in between and under. In between and under. Bam. So that's how that works, right? Okay, so you can practice that, okay? You don't have to stretch a lot. I mean, stretching is always good. Doesn't matter what your age is. But you want to put all this together now, okay? So he's going to hit me in the eye. Bam. And then kick me in the groin. Whack. Hit me in the eye and the groin. Bam. Eye, groin. Eye, groin. Woo! Again. Eye, groin. And that can be with any foot. Okay? Boom. 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 Yeah. Boom.
Ooh.
Bam. Nice.
You know, a little excited.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's all good. That training in. Bam. See? All right. So these pads, all right, these are actually a gift from you.
$25.
$25 on Amazon.
Amazon.
On Amazon. You need to order. If you're a guy and you want to teach self-defense, some of these basics we're showing you tonight to your family members or to your son or daughter or to your wife, family member, you can order these online and have them, and just make it several times a week that you get out there and let them hit this.
And they're called Focus Mitts.
Focus mitts.
Many different brands. This brand is RDX. Not that we're endorsing, but I'm saying I got a lot of good equipment from them.
Send us some love, RDX, and the RDX people out there. We're definitely going to tag you guys. All right. So, just like the palm was first, and then the kick to the groin, now you can kick to the groin first, and then palm afterwards. Okay? So you can swift kick to the nuts, right in the eye. Okay? Swift kick, boom, bam. Now, this is the thing. When it comes to groin, sometimes guys will get hit and they'll back up. Sometimes they'll get hit and they'll fall forward. That palm is there no matter what. It's either there or it's here. Okay? So if he gets hit in the groin and it backs him up, wow. If he gets hit in the groin and he goes straight up and it's there, that's what happens. So you're following through, and see, you're using the parts of your hand that doesn't have the bony extrusions like your knuckles.
It's the hardest part of your hand.
Yes.
Both here and here.
Right. The palm heel and the edge. This palm heel, like I said, he can go right to the trigeminal nerve. He can go to the nose and break the nose. He can hit the eyes, okay, which is what we want. He can hit any part of the face, and there's a less likely a chance that he'll break his hand. All right.
The impact is on the muscle, not on the bone.
Very good. Absolutely. You see why I like this guy? All right, so we're moving on, okay? The third place to hit is going to be the throat. Now, why is it third and not first or second? Because there's some guys that walk around the aisle that don't have a neck, or they have a football neck, okay? But if it's a guy like me, I got a neck, so it's a good place for him to hit, right? And this is called a coken. A coken. A lot of traditional systems have the name K-O-K-E-N. Coken. It's kind of like you're going like that. It's the web part of your hand. And basically what he's doing is he's hitting right up here in the trachea region, like that. Okay? Boom, just like that. Boom. So he can combine it. He can palm strike my eye, boom, and then go right for the pow. And then if you want to finish it off, he can kick in the groin. Then if he wants, he can run afterwards, but he doesn't have to. If he done did that much damage, I shouldn't be thinking twice about coming up and doing something else. Okay? So the coken, all right, is something that will go for the throat. Okay? Coken. Now, if it's a hands-on assault, he can easily take his hand and coken me from this position. See, so the coken can be done in a close range position. It doesn't have to be something from back here. Okay? He can be in close and boom. All right, you've seen it in movies. Now, a lot of people think that that's something that's going to terminate someone. That's not going to terminate anyone.
It's just going. It's a severe annoyance.
Yeah,
aggravation.
He's going to have some good trauma for about a week or two, maybe. Every time he swallows a talk, it's going to be a problem. But a lot of times people think that, oh, this is something. It's a real simple technique. Remember, if I got both hands on him, he's at this point he's just hitting. See, right? And so that's part of it. Now, say for instance, I ain't got a neck, right? I'm one of these guys without a neck. The eye's right there again. See, he's going for the eyes. So that's why we started with the eyes, and then we went to the groin second. The throat is third. It's always third. It's never. You don't say, oh, okay, his throat is there. Let me just go ahead and hit him in the throat. What if he's one of those guys? He does, the halo with the chain, and he's in the gym. A jiu-jitsu stylist, and he's, getting it nice and strong, rolling it on his neck. The wrestler's neck. Yeah. That's not going to affect him at all. That, it's hitting him, and he's like, So, boom, you see, you go right for those eyes right afterwards. See? So that's the key to that. That's why we keep the neck. That's the third place to hit. And then finally, real quick, is the joints. Okay? So now we're talking about fingers. We're talking about bones. Okay? Wrist bone, elbow bone. Elbow joints, knee joints, anything, the jaw hinge. You're talking about areas of tremendous amount of resilience because, sometimes people fall and break their bone, but if you mentally say, I want to break somebody's bone, you have to know how to do it. You have to have the experience and the know-how and the intent to be able to do it. It's not just going to happen just because you're hitting them hard. What you see a lot of times in these fights on World Star, UFC, what's missing is intent. That's why you'll see a lot of jiu-jitsu and MMA guys always talk about, self-defense. Sure, go for my eyes, go for my groin. Well,
explain intent, by the way.
Yeah.
It's the want and need. You have to really want. And the number one thing that I say is, I know I'm going home. Whatever it is that's going on, this dude or female or multiple assailants, whoever it is, whatever it is, they want to stop me from going home and being around the people that I love and that I care about and the people that care about me and they love me. I'm going home. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is that happens, I'm going home. Mm-hmm. So that is my want, my need to ensure, whether that's bone breaking or if I'm ripping, if I got to take your eye out, whatever it is, I know I'm going home. I got a nice bed that I like, you know what I'm saying? I got PlayStation 5 and all this shit, nigga, I'm going home.
Before we move on, are there any questions? Anybody have questions about what we got going on? A lot of people in tonight. Very good. Yeah, you want to learn this stuff because I'm going to be talking about how to avoid falling into a lot of these situations that people are falling into. So we're waving back at everybody. Thank you for joining in tonight.
We got a question.
Yes, absolutely.
Why go on the submissive if I know I can control the situation my way?
Good question. Well, how do you know that you can control the situation? The thing is that all situations are as they are. You don't know what the end result's going to be. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how it's going to start. The submissive stance, if I came out in this, I'm an assailant. No. Yeah, I'm an assailant. How many people are there? Am I by myself?
Right.
Am I carjacking him? Am I mugging him? Am I wanting to rape him? Because that happens too, and I know that's a touchy subject, but men get raped just like women do. Am I at a club? Am I in a parking lot? Does he have a gun? I don't know does he have a knife? Are there sticks around? Are there pipes around? Is he the distraction point? Because a lot of times guys will come up, I'll come up and I'm the distracting guy, and then there's another guy behind him. If his arms are down, he can't really block anything. This punch, who was the basketball player that knocked the crap out of the other one?
Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Was it Damian Poole or whatever?
Now imagine if he had kept his hands up after the push instead of walking off.
At the very least, he blocked his face.
That flinch startle response would have been there at least, and he might not have got crunched like that. He got crunched.
That was a devastating punch.
Yeah, it was like, man, you need to be out of commission for that one. So in that regards, the submissive stance, and Antonio said it best. The submissive stance allows the assailant to psychologically drop his guard.
Yeah, because you're relinquishing to them artificial power. In their head, they have power over you in that moment. Let them have it.
Okay, now the big thing about having a submissive stance, are you justified with cracking somebody first? More than likely, you're not, unless it's verbal assault that's taking place or your life is in jeopardy. And then you have to prove, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that your life is in jeopardy.
And we're talking about legally.
Legality. That's the purest form of self-defense. Legality, you don't just learn stuff just because you're big and bad and you want to hurt somebody.
I'm not walking around tornado kicking foods because I got this belt.
Not at all.
I don't get to do that.
Not at all. I remember 38 years of knowing this stuff. It's like, okay, I had to work really hard on being legally justified for my actions. So there is a thing in regards to the legalities of who hit first. And so if you get the drop on a guy, you have to, the burden is on you. The proof is on you. You have to prove that you were justified in that action of hitting someone first. And nowadays, where there's cameras, there's people with cell phones and cameras. So not only are there cameras on a street sign or at a grocery store, at somebody's house, there's cameras everywhere. Now people, as soon as they see something going down, their camera's out, and now you have to prove to the judge, well, my life was in jeopardy. And then they're going to go and interview everyone that was there and say, what did he say, what did she say? And the prosecuting attorney, because you're going to get sued by the state. Sorry, guys.
Spam call.
Yeah.
It looks like it's good. Wait a second. Nah, yeah, it's still fine. Sorry about that, guys.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're going to get sued civilly, and then the prosecuting attorney is going to press charges against you because you threw the first punch. And so even if that person started it verbally, maybe they called you a name, but there are some states that allow, when someone calls you a name, depending, they call it fighting words. It could be a reason to, like a stand your ground state or something like that. It's a reason to defend yourself, or something that charges you up and where you go and you strike someone first. You have to know the law within the state that you live in. It's very important. So that's the reason why, but like I said, this is self-defense. There are times when you would offensively attack, but you would have to be totally justified in your action.
Somebody has a weapon, whether that be a knife, stick, firearm.
Yeah, they make the motion towards you. It's obvious that they are intending to do you harm. That's very important. And so, you just don't want to haul off a hit just because you feel like you can get it in first. You have to know that you're totally justified. So what the submissive stance does, and we're not the only system that has it. Bojuka has it, but there are some close quarter combat systems that talk about it. I know Tony Blair gets really into the spear and all that stuff and everything, the flinch startle response. But our thing is just, it's a psychological thing. If I go to grab him, see, he's already in a defensive position. So I've proven legally that I went to grab him. And now he's in a position to counter me, you see, and to work different techniques. You go for, it's there. So I hope we answered your question. If you want to follow up on that, just, ask again.
And I want to also offer just a bit of clarity. I always like to make sure everything is balanced. These are not disclaimers. These are not rules. We don't know everything that's ever going to happen. We're just offering the actual reality of everything that's going on when you're out defending. If you end up in a situation where you have to defend yourself, we don't know every scenario. We can never sit down and give you a book that we wrote that says this is exactly how it's going to go every single situation. But these are just things to be aware of. You have to welcome the reality of defending yourself and wanting to go home.
That has to matter more than anything. That's what self-defense is. Okay, so we're talking about the bones. Okay, so the bones, now, I'm not going to get too much into it, but, fingers, you can always break fingers. You can break fingers. We have techniques where, if I grab him, once he strikes me in the eye, all that area, he can go and he can take the hand and he can go into a break. It's already there. That's the break there. That's the break there. So
to be clear,
it's very busy tonight. Sorry, guys. Very busy tonight.
Just a moment.
All right. There we go. Okay.
Might swipe back up and let me go back.
All right.
There we go.
Good. Sorry about that. So yeah, again, I grab him. I go to, he's got that. He can block that and then strike me right in the eye, and then just go right into the break. It's there. See that?
Thumb, by the way.
Yeah, it's the thumb. So yeah, that's how we train it. We start here, but he lets the thumb go and goes here. Okay, so boom, that's the break right there.
And I'm keeping him here.
Right.
Because I don't want him to. He's already decided he's gonna do whatever he wants to do to me. I need to keep him as close as possible to me. Plain and simple. So I got him here.
Snap. That's the break.
And you meet somebody that don't react to a broken phalange or thumb,
run.
You know what I'm saying? Get on up out of there.
Run. So how do we work all of this? Okay, how do we work all of this? Well, in the very beginning, because you were taught as a child not to point, you were very cognizant of the eyes and the weakness of the eyes and the vulnerability of the eyes. You have to unlearn what you've been taught. You have to unlearn what you've learned. And a lot of times what I do with my students, and I know, with COVID and everything, our hands are pretty clean. Actually, his hands got some sweet smelling stuff on it. It smells really good. And I don't mind him touching me. But we go right for the eyes, okay? He takes a thumb, puts it right on my eyebrow. That gets him comfortable. Notice, you can see the amount of pressure he's putting on it. My guys are trained to do that. The women that I train, they're trained to do that. Because it's nothing in a real altercation for him to place it right
straight
here.
Down.
And I'm going to tell you something. I mean, all these MMA guys always talking about something, go for my eye, it's not going to work. I don't know anybody in their right mind that's going to fight against it. I mean, I just don't. And it's a difference if it slides in and it just happens by accident. That's different. Oh, I've seen guys get their cornea scratched, eye poke, and it's all over. You talking about somebody, I grab this guy, and he just comes in and he's like, I don't know anybody's gonna go.
I'm really enjoying this eye gown right now.
Right, yeah. And they keep pushing it like, if it's a sword like in those movies,
If that's sex to them, run.
So that's the thing of that. As you get higher up, this is a plug. Tienis Tillman, my boy Tienis, has these here. I'm going to talk about this for a little bit on how it works with the eye. This here is for civil servants, security. If you look really close at this is a very good. It's made like a Kubaton, but it's a flashlight. Okay, and this is made. Whereas if this guy grabs me, okay. Can you imagine that right in the eye? Now, a lot of people will be like, and a lot of people will be like, oh, that's excessive. Well, if this guy's 6'7", 290 pounds, and he grabs me like that. Now, mind you, even with this, look at that. And I can just come right, this thing here, if you guys haven't seen it, we're gonna leave it a link to it so you can check it out. This is one of the things that I endorse. I'm very big on this. This thing here is a smart tool. I don't call it a weapon because it's something, like I said, if you're lost and you need to, need to find your way, right? A lot of people don't believe in this. A lot of martial artists lately look at this. It's an emergency light as well. Hopefully there's nobody out there with
epilepsy.
Yeah, but I just messed them up. But anyway, this is, and it has different levels of light. And so for me, this is a tool that I like to use because, again, if he grabs me, right to the eye, and then off, and then look, right to the groin. Right to the groin. And it fits in the pocket because I show this a lot with doing the chapstick. Imagine a chapstick in his eye or his groin. And people can't believe it until they feel it, and then they say, oh my God, was that a chapstick? And I'm like, yeah, you always have something in your hand to equalize the disparity of weight and height. You always have something. My whole purpose, and I think the same thing for Antonio, I can speak for him, is I want to always train and teach people to feel comfortable in their skin wherever they're at in the world. And that to me is the greatest gift. And these techniques that we're showing you will take away years of doubt. Okay, so if he practices that, right? He grabs me, right? I got him. No, it's fine. He grabs me for the eye, and that's how we train it. He grabs me, and we train back and forth. So that way you eliminate that space of, I don't want to, usually when I have a self-defense seminar, it's 20 to 30 minutes of just eye training over and over and over again. Good. Mm-hmm. And then eventually we grab each other a little harder. See, and then I grab. See, yeah, you see? And that's what helps you get to that space of not doubting yourself or thinking that it's not going to work. Because a lot of times the reason why people don't think it's going to work is because they can't fathom what that is in reality. They don't.
The damage.
The damage. And let's bring Bob over so we can see how that works. Okay. Put him in the middle of us. All right. So with Bob, it's the greatest gift that these guys gave me, so I can work this. So now we're talking about how to work those eye strikes, right? So now you have something that's similar to an actual human head. And he's got eyes in there. As you can see, we've already been working on them. I think Wayne did that. Did he draw some eyebrows? But you can see how this would actually just, he'll do it on his side and I'll do it on my side. Look at that. You can just see how that would work.
Maybe you want to show it from the side a little
so they
can
sure.
see his head.
Nice, yeah.
And Bob has y'all put 5 bags of sand or 4?
He did 4. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is a 200-pound center of gravity. Mm-hmm. Most people's center of gravity, I'm 211 pounds today. My center of gravity is maybe 80 pounds. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're talking about somebody who's upwards of 350, 400 pounds. So Bob don't move because we're training or because he's a training device. He's moving because you have that power and that force and that strength inside of you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And this is not a plug for Century, but they've been making these for years. Get one. If you're a self-defense practitioner, it's great to have a bag. It's great to have other tools, but this here will really help you because what you're learning from this is how to just bring that out, that palm strike. Just working it over and over again. See, that track. Okay, so you're going 1, 2, and then tracking right afterwards, holding on to it. Okay, I can give him 3. Okay, again. And I'm just working it over and over and over and over again. If I want to work that groin strike, that's that there. So I can go right to the groins. Okay? Again. Okay? Just working on them. It's a great tactic to work. You can work 1, grab, then go for the eyes. It's another way of doing it. You already know he's going to come in. Okay? You're working on somebody's face like that, with that level of intent. At 70 years old, you're actually stronger in that physical hardness. Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to talk or clarify about what that space is that he's talking about, where you're closing that gap and being comfortable being, being that close up with somebody. We're talking about intimacy. Intimacy is extremely important. Most humans have intimacy fear of intimacy. So being able to get this close with somebody, a real person, you know what I'm saying? Us being able to be this close, I was not this way. A lot of y'all watching, you know what I'm saying? You went to middle school, high school, and all of that with me. You know how it was. I have to be this comfortable with somebody I know, and even more comfortable with somebody I don't know, because I don't need to be thrown off guard when somebody decides that they're going to do whatever they want to do to me. Plain and simple. So intimacy, very important.
Yeah, violation of intimacy is the key on why you want to work in your training, getting used to that. You can't do this with a bag. You can do this with the bar, over and over. Again, over and over. Okay, just working that head over and distracting them. Now, this is the thing that people don't talk about. When you're drunk, you're not going to feel punches and kicks and stuff like that. But these little hand strikes, they'll feel that. Slappy, because all the blood is in the face, it's in the skin. So if you're dealing with someone drunk, a lot of you girls, you're dating the wrong guy. You comes home, he's a little inebriated, red in skin, I call it, red in skin. There you go. He'll be totally jacked up from that. You know what I mean? Just keep his hands off. So here, again, boom, boom, street. Now the next thing we're gonna go over is the slap. Okay? Again, you borrow your body?
Yes, sir.
This guy here, I'm an assailant. It's nothing for him. I mean, look at that. His whole hand's covering my face. It's nothing for him to slap me right in the face, in the eye, and you've seen it. You know, for some place they call it a bitch slap. It's a very easy tool to work.
It's quick. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple.
And again, it's executed from the point of origin. I grab him, whap. That's it. Doesn't take much. It's a very solid tool. It's very easy to use.
You don't have to be no crazy. You know what I'm saying? You go straight from here. Wham, put it on.
So here we go.
Yeah,
you're gonna move out there. All right. So it's a basic slap. Look at that. Gunshot.
And that's I want to again point out the pullback.
Yeah.
That's that explosion of power.
Explosion. Yep. Nice. Fast. Effective. Nice. I mean, think about it. So for training, I'm gonna tell you, the eye is the optimum place for that. The eye. But I tend to always go for the neck because I want to, you cut off the blood flow.
Carotid artery.
More than likely, he's just going to stiff up and he goes straight down. To me, it's a safer way of knowing that you're not going to knock the person into the car and they're going to hit their head and die. Yes. Now there are, and I'm going to be very precise about this. Some people do hit the ear. Now that may not stop the guy. It could damage his equilibrium or her, but it's not going to stop him. The neck would stop automatically. The back of the base of the skull, that may even cause nausea. Yeah, cerebellum. But I always say go for the eye. The eye's right there. That's what he's doing. He's hitting me right here in the eye. That's enough to make me, stoop and turn, and I can't figure out where I'm at.
And understand the pullback. I'm throwing this and going right back to the same submissive stance.
Point of origin. That's it. Right back to the submissive stance. Here we go. Now, mind you, he's not even in a fighting stance. He's in just a basic submissive stance. Now, you go ahead and get that fighting stance so they can see that. Okay, so here, look at the difference. There's more of that power in the thud of that. Look at that. Again. Nice. Okay. So there's lots of different ways. Let me get the baseball one. Remember that? Throw it like a baseball.
Hammer fist?
No, slap.
Oh,
throw it like a
gotcha.
baseball. Remember? Okay. Again. There you go. Again. You can hear the thud, the power in it a little bit more. Good. Again. Nice. Again. Good. Again. Nice. So it's a great tool to use. So then putting it all together, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, putting it all together. All right, you kick this guy in the balls. Okay, maybe he blocked it. That's fine. You palm him, and then you slap him. Got it? That's the combo. And that can be with any one of them. Here, boom, and then boom. Damn, look at that eye earring. Again, boom, boom. There you go. Again, boom, boom. Good. Boom, boom. Nice. So it's a 3-hit combo. Now, if you're training to constantly do combos, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Because you don't know how that person's going to respond to each strike.
Pain reaction.
So however the pain is how I react, right? So let's go through this in theory, okay? Because all it is just a theory. All right, I'm standing there, I'm talking shit to him, he kicks, whap, I block, maybe I get hit, oh, I'm getting struck, he just comes, oh my God, wide open, okay? Or how about this one? He palms me because his hands are really fast, and then he kicks, okay, whap, and then he slaps once he lands down, bow. So you can mix and match them. Now, the thing that we want to be in mind of is, the thing we want to be in mind of is, you saw him hitting it, we work the technique, When I hit, it hits all by itself. So here, That's where I'm coming from. Okay, here again. All right, again, I'm throwing it straight out. So that hit, when he hits, okay, you can see his face. So yeah, so for the, okay, yeah, so that hit, you see that? Okay, that's where it has to come from. It can't come from, oh my God.
I don't want this to happen.
Please no, it's already happening. The altercation is what has already initiated. And mind you, fights are what you did in high school.
Correct.
Fights are what you did in high school. Now, as grown adults, those who are watching, these are altercations. These are life-threatening altercations. These are situations that can leave you destitute financially because of something that you made a decision in. Yeah, and it's not a thing of, oh, well, I got in a fight today. Well, that's what you did in high school. You came home, you threw your books down, I had a fight today, right? Your life is on the line nowadays. Nowadays, your life is on the line.
Your livelihood.
Yeah. Yeah, nowadays you're dealing with, you're dealing with this. You're dealing with blades. People walk around with knives, and they're emotionally charged. They'll pull this out. Next thing you know, you see the glint of that blade. It changes everything. Or they pull a gun. So you have to be more astute to understanding that it's never going to be what you think it's going to be, or it's never going to happen when you think it's going to happen. All rapes, all assaults, fights, right, which is what you said you used to do back in high school, altercations, they all happen when you least expect it. Carjack, because the criminals, as dumb as they are, they're smart in knowing that you have your defenses down. They're smart in knowing that. And so they either cased you out, they decided that you're a victim, and they took their time to figure things out. And so that's how it happens with people. Now, it's different than somebody being on a freeway or a highway, and there's some guy, playing tag back and forth, and the road rage incident, you pull up into a gas station, he comes in behind, and you go in, and then next thing you know, he's coming in there, cussing and screaming at you, maybe pulling a blade, or he's got a bat, or he's got a crowbar. That's a different scenario. That's not a professional criminal. That's somebody who you pissed them off. Maybe they got into it with their wife or their husband, or their kids gave them a hard time that day, or they lost their job, and now it's a Russell Crowe scenario where he just snapped and you're there. And they want to make you pay for their day being bad. Happens a lot. You see these fender benders and people going back and forth on road rage scenarios. Something totally different. Professional criminal is somebody who they do this for a living. That's their job. They may have done some time, they got out, and they can't get away from that crime, the life of crime. All they know is jacking people, robbing people, flim-flamming, doing whatever it takes to take from you. That's different. So what we have to be in mind of is understanding that it's not always going to be where you're going to be able to haul off and do that. I want to go over a technique with you guys. It's basically the two-handed throw, the choke. Guys grab you and they choke. A lot of people, first thing they would do is just go right back. And so now you see this happening all the time, or this guy's crunching this guy in the face and he's, punching him, and this guy here, or whatever, and they're fighting and they're going down to the ground and tussling. You got to learn that once someone puts their hands on you, they are vulnerable to you now. Your hands are free. His hands are on me. Don't choke. I can go right back into what I know. This here. I can clear this. I can go right for the eye again. Okay? And this is something that we practice over and over again. He traps. He clears. He strikes. It's a simple tactic. It's very simple. Now, why does he grab my hand? That's so that way when he clears my hand and he strikes me, I'm not going anywhere. So that he can finish the job that I started. I started this, right? Watch again. I grab him, see? So once he holds on to me, look, I can't get loose now. So now he can give me a little bit of just deserves. Boom, boom, bam, you see? So he's working me now. All right? And mind you, everything is closer. He grabs me, everything, look at this, see? Everything is closer. Everything's closer. And this is what I want. I want to be in this position because even if he was a little taller, you could see. Yeah, let me borrow you for a second. We got a tall man. Even if he's a little taller and he's reaching down and grabbing me, he has to come to me. So again, you see, my hands, because he came down to me to choke me, or he wants to pull me, and oh my God, oh Jesus, and again, look, it's even closer now, just wham. See what I'm saying? So it's easier to work against someone that's bigger because they have to come to you to grab you. Now, if he's punching, that's a different scenario. That's something different, totally different. That's something totally different, and we don't have enough time tonight to go over that. I'm just going over hands-on assaults. All right, but if he grabs your neck, even if he did one and he's going to punch, okay? So you block this, go right for that eye. And I want to hold on to him because what is he going to do with this hand? He's going to take his other hand to move my hand off of his eye. That's instinctual, right? See, but I still got him. And that's what Antonio was talking about in regards to that intimacy thing. I appreciate it, thank you. So we have to keep that in mind in regards to our hands-on assaults. Okay? All right? Okay, hopefully everybody's learning something. If you have questions, please, because we want to make sure that you guys are learning something from this. That one he's over there. He's doing.
Yeah, my bad. I'll be back.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna roll Bob back over so you guys can get an idea of how to work that scenario of the Kubaton flashlight. Okay. Now, what I like to do is mask my Bob up to make sure it's not damaged. Okay. Also looks cool to do this. When you put this gear on them. I always had these thought process of people who were coming to get me like John Wick, so I like this type of stuff here. But here, all right. Now, why do this? Because I don't want anything to puncture the Bob's eyebrows, okay? So a lot of times you'll see me work just pulling, my blade, keeping it bolstered, okay? Or working on the Kubaton, whereas here, I can go here, right for the eyes, that works my targeting, that works all my accuracy. Here, working all these different motions. Okay? So you can imagine how this would probably enter into my Bob's eyes at this point. And I don't want that to happen. But again, now this hand that I'm using here keeps them at a distance so that I can get full motion of this hit here. Okay? Full motion. If I go here, hit here, okay, here, okay, blind them, then hit them, okay. A lot of different ways I can work this. So it's a good tool. We're going to put the link in there for you guys who are interested in having this. It's very compact. It's a very good tool to work for what you need. So back to the Bob in regards to working my slaps now, okay? So point of origin, that's there, right to the eye, okay? Over and over and over again, okay? Now, we talked about the coken, that's there, see, so you can work that coken, either side, left and right. It's a good tool to work. Somebody, they grab you. Okay, if I need a little bit more control, top of the head, while I bring this in, force meeting force, lever concept, or hit them in the eyes and then right into that. So the reason why I really like the Bob is because it works accuracy on hand strikes. If I constantly working punches, I don't know how to open and close my hands where if I need to do this, it's not there. It's very important to know. Okay? All right, so at this point, I want to get into understanding, help you to understand how to work your self-defense awareness for holidays and stuff like that, carjack and stuff like that. What's going on lately is they're putting stuff on door handles, different things, chemicals and stuff, to kidnap women, to abduct women. You have to be careful of stuff like that. Okay.
Do you got people commenting or anything?
It just shut off.
I thought so. I knew something was tripping.
It just shut off.
Oh wait, no. Yeah, we just hit the hour mark for you.
Yeah. Uh huh.
So hey, I don't know what it is, man. Something's going on. My bad, everybody. Anybody who is still here. Yeah, the comment.
All right, back on. Okay. All right, so I'm back here on this one. You got some stuff going on over there?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay.
Figuring that out.
All right.
Shit started tripping a little bit. Yeah, that's not
All right, so if you got any questions, please let us know.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, everybody. Seems like our internet is tripping right now.
So we kind of leave in the overflow. Okay, great. Okay. Bring them on camera. Who's there? Bring who on camera? Okay. All right. So, Eric, let me borrow your body for a second. Move this real quick. Anybody that's still listening, paying attention, do another hands-on assault. Okay. Another simple technique. Somebody comes and they get you in the headlock here, right? Just take your finger. You may have seen me do this one before, and pull away. The groin is there. You just want to get out of it. It seems like it wouldn't work, but it's a very effective technique. Comes right for the eye. Okay. Now that coken is there. You remember? Yeah. That coken is there, and wide open, wide open. It's a good technique to work. Okay. So let me get you like that. It happens to big guys too. You know, he got him like this. He just reaches his hand over and grabs an eye. And trust me, his finger is long and it was there. I was just like, let me get off of this. But again, one more time, let's grab him. Boom. And you know, it's very violent when people do this. It's very violent. You know, they're cutting off you. You can come on the other side and do the other side. Doesn't matter which side it's on. Okay. Now, on this side, because left hand guys get it worse, you know, I'm going to hold on to because I'm going to really get in something at this point. You know what I mean? So, yeah. What's up, man? You know, yeah, it doesn't take much. Now, all these other techniques you see people doing, all this other stuff, that's great. There's no disrespect to the systems. But who has time to do that? There's 2 or 3 other guys standing around waiting to pummel me. And why would I even go to the ground, concrete, expecting somebody to be fair in regards to me grappling this other guy? It's not going to work. Again, he grabs me. Say, for instance, I just happen to have my nice little trusty tool. Now, I'm not going to go for his eye because that will hurt him, even in training. But right here, you can see just on the neck and in here how that works. Okay? Just by reaching into my pocket and doing that. If I don't have that, and he's reaching around and doing that too, I can come right here. Yeah, a little chapstick situation, and that will stop him as well. Okay, so again, bear hug, arms pinned. Oh, that's great. Look at this. His groin is right there. His groin is right there. Again, he's pulling that. If I got my blade, there's right there. Okay. If I don't have that, and I need to get free, I got this here. Even on this here. Anybody that doesn't believe in Kubaton, I don't understand. Right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know, right now. There. But mostly, 2-hand grab, his groin. I slap his leg to demonstrate what it's like to hit his groin. Because it's always there. Doesn't matter if he can have on jeans or whatever. And he's a big guy, but you know, 6'4" guys get grabbed too. What's up, man? Oh, see? They get grabbed too. Okay? So if anybody's gonna let go. The problem is you have to have a mindset of how you're gonna finish it off. If you're just slapping and expecting it all to happen on its own, it's not. You're fighting for your life, so that's what makes the difference. Okay. Let's see what else. Front bear hug. If he's grabbing, so he'll grab me from the front Here. Now, all I'm going to do, just for training purposes here, see, I'm just going to pull right back on his eye. See, it always goes back to the simplicity of it. Now, I know a lot of people have a lot of different systems. And, look, we're right here. He's going to let go. And now, I'm holding on to him because I'm going to finish him off. I'm going to do some more damage to him. If he lifts me up, when he does that, it's fine. It's closer to his eyes. Straight in. Do you understand that? Like, it's very important that you understand the eyes are, 90% of what you'll go to on hands-on assaults. Now, I'll do him too. He's a big guy. Look at that. Why would you want anything else? If I'm some bulldog guy, these 5'9", 5'10" guys, and they're really cock strong, and they're working on E, they grab them, what's up, man? And people don't think that you'll be grabbed like this. They don't think so. Or the hands are pinned and he's grabbing. Again, the groin is right there. Where you going? Oh shit, I thought Bob was somebody. Where you going? You see? So it doesn't matter if look at this. I don't even like grabbing like that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it doesn't matter. It's always there. But most of the time it's going to be that two-handed grab by the throat. Guys doing that. Or it's going to be the one hand and the block, and then the punch, strike. There you go. Nice, very good. So you can see how he finishes off. If the arms are free, you're going to love this one. This one is one of my favorites. Right here on the back of his hand is a cluster nerves. He's going to let it go. Now, I'm just going nice and easy, but you can just see how I control him. And mind you, a lot of people don't believe that it works. You have to feel it to know. But again, if he does the grab again, I got this on me. Look at this. This here, right on. Look at that. That's how we know it works. Either side, it doesn't matter. Even if I just brought that there, that hurts. And then I got a whole bunch of other stuff that I can do. We're talking about that break. Okay? And it doesn't matter how powerful somebody is. You really grab a joint and you decide you want to break it, it's snapped. It's not, fingers are not big enough to send someone into shock, but it'll make them let go. Especially the sound, if you ever broke a digit, the sound that it makes, it happens really fast. People jump back because they don't know what just happened. Okay? All right, thanks. So, my side?
Yeah, our internet is
oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, having a bit of trouble.
Yeah, because there's nobody on mine. Yeah. So, all right. Well, what do we do? We keep going.
Oh, well, it's still gonna record and we can repost that.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So, what we should talk about then is because I didn't want to bring weapons.
YouTube is.
Yeah. YouTube is definitely working. Okay. All right. I don't want to get too deep into weapons. So we were still talking about a little bit about hands-on. Why don't we go over let's keep it simple so that way they can get all of that understanding of that.
Yeah, no, you're teaching them.
Yeah. Yeah. From behind, somebody got you like this here, in the sleeper position. Again, the groin is there. He just went that way. He just takes my hand. He gets up from under it. Okay, and then again, he's got a lot that he can do from that position. And you can see it's like a vice grip. And it doesn't matter any side that I grab. Look at that. The groin is always there.
It will always, I'm grabbing in the joint of the wrist.
And it's very painful. Trust me when I tell you. That's why the old traditional Japanese systems understand that. You see what I'm saying? But the reason why do you think that a lot of people discount it? What do you think?
Just this modern age, man. The same reason everybody is they're not even comparing themselves to Bruce Lee, they're discounting Bruce Lee. I think whatever that attitude is in modern times and seeing all these guys on UFC and all of that, it's sport. At the end of the day, there's a difference between sport and, again, like you said, altercations. You can get in a million fights in your life in school or even at a bar and everybody's drunk and acting a fool, but an actual altercation where somebody is hell-bent on taking something from you, threatening your actual life and, trying to stop you from going home. It's a completely different reality. Yeah. There's no rules. There's no, I can't grab your groin. I can't poke you in the eye. I can't get up in your nostrils and rip your ear, any of that kind of stuff. You have absolute carte blanche with self-defense. Obviously, with the law applied as well. You need justification, but I think that's mostly what it is, man. It's just this era of everybody has access to so many things that everyone has an opinion, but there's not a lot of truth out there being pushed. You know.
Yeah, I think a lot of times where people get it twisted is that they don't understand that when you're watching people fight in a lot of these YouTube videos and stuff like that, many of them they are abiding by rules. First off, and then a lot of the regular fights, the street fights, most of the people don't know how to fight.
Nope.
And you know, the average street fighter or the average person that's been to prison and gotten out, they got maybe one or two different techniques that they will use that has worked, and they practice those things. They stuck to them. Yeah, absolutely. And they practice them, and they work because they've used it before, so that's why they continue to use it again. Yeah, we just got bad connection.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's still gonna keep recording though.
It's okay. It's probably this back room.
I think that might be part of it. Yeah, because it's going through all of these walls to where the router is.
Yeah,
that's why that fucking extender.
But you know what?
Did they hook that up?
Yeah, it's hooked up. But let me see.
What is the name of the extender? Because if the I'm sorry, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Technical difficulties.
Yeah. You have space.
I don't know. I could talk and use the staff for a minute. So yeah, I don't know if that's supposed to be the actual extender, if they gave it a name, if it's even activated, any of that.
Well, he put tape on it, so maybe that's
He put tape on it?
because he was painting.
Oh, so you know what? That thing might have overheated. If there's tape over the vents and shit.
The signal.
God damn it, Keith.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, there's not enough space here. That's why I'm not really doing my thing right now, but
Okay, maybe this will help him.
this is a strange commercial. You know what I'm saying?
All right. What's going on over there? Is it things popping?
Yeah, so yours came back on.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It might have been that. God damn it, Keith.
Yeah. Well, I get in his ass about painting stuff
Getting
up.
paint all over shit, yeah.
Okay.
It's looking like, yeah, see now we got more viewers and shit coming in, man. Cause that was definitely messing up the groove a little. Thank you everybody for tuning into the commercial. Buy yourself a bow staff, they're like $26 online.
All right, so we have a little extra time. Why don't we just go ahead and go over strikes? Because you know, the hands-on is something that really people need to be here in order to get it. You have your basic strikes. Let's go over the overhead right because that's the one that, or the sucker punch. You know, a lot of guys get hit with the sucker punch because first off, they don't check their distance. Right. You know, when most guys get into it, they're here like, yo, what's up, what's up? This is the worst position you can be in. You have to learn to become...
With no hands on?
Yeah, you have to learn to become very uncomfortable with that. He moves to you, you back up, okay? You know what I'm saying? Right, you gotta have that distance, that arm's length distance. This is arm's length, okay? This is personal space. Anytime this is breach, that's a problem, okay? So, arm's length, okay? This is in a good position because he can strike from there, see? He can strike, and even if his hand is up, right? Right, from point of origin, yeah, see, you can crack somebody right in the face with that, point of origin. So we don't want to be in this personal space. If you get in an altercation, you see he got his hands up, I'm like, so what's up, man? What you doing? You see what I'm saying? So now look what happens. See? So that's what you want to be mindful of. You want to be able to have room to where you can strike. Okay, but say for instance, this person just is about to haul off and hit you. If he's in this position, his overhead right, he's throwing it, look where I have to be in order to get away from that. If I'm in tight and he throws that open, he's going to catch me. It's a fast technique. I don't think that made a difference. It's a fast technique. Again, he's here. See, boom. That's why guys get sucker punched. Or he steps off. I'm going to be the guy to sucker punch. And then they come back. See? So it's really hard to gauge that. So you have to make sure that you're keeping your arm's length. You're in an altercation with somebody, like, hey, what's up, man? What's going on? Talk to him, keep your distance. You don't want to be that guy, what's up, fool? You don't want to be that guy. But I know people have done it because they were taught when you don't back down to nobody, look them in the eyes, blah, blah, blah. But you don't see all the sucker punches. You don't see the clock, okay? So how do you deal with that? If I'm here and I've listened to Sensei Antonio and Sifu James or Sifu Choice, I am going to keep my distance. So even if he's doing this, like, you know, yeah, see, I'm like, hey, what's up, man? What's up? See, bam, see, now legally, I'm justified to crack him. Legally, if he keeps coming forward and, you know, he's showing that he's a threat, then I'm justified to crack him. Okay?
You have reason to fear for your life and your own safety.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So anyway, if the strike is coming, he throws the strikes, so I back up and I let it go past. I don't force it.
Let them commit to their own detriment.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so how you work that is in slow motion. You would let your guy come and you back up and see, you work that, just getting out of the way. I'm going to give him one. A big barrel right punch. A lot of guys get cracked with that. And in the skill level 1 of Bojuka, you have to defend against that big overhead right. Okay? He comes at me. See, I'm already in that position. If you notice, my hands are already up. I'm coming at him. See, he's just letting it go past. So that's how you would block that overhead right. The key to it is to move and keep distance. The closer you are, the less likely you're going to be able to block it. You cannot, I'll give you the overhead. See, you can't get, see, it's too late. It's way too late. You can't be in there thinking that you're going to be fast enough to block it. Now, most guys think, oh, I'll eat it. I'm strong. You know, getting hit pumps me up. That could easily be a knife. If he had a knife, and you can imagine it go right across your face, or a bottle. Yeah. We train that a lot of times, so you easily see somebody just get cracked.
And even being hit in the temple, all of those different things.
Yeah, it could be an instant knockout. Instant knockout, because he's aiming for your jaw or he's aiming for the temple. And it's an easy knockout. A lot of guys, they just work that technique over and over again. We're going to keep it simple, but we're going to work on how to defend against the jab. Now, the jab is the fastest thing in boxing, all right? It's got that same concept of pulling back, all right, getting it out there. The reason why people get hit with the jab is because, first off, they don't see it coming.
Right.
And what we do is when we train the jab, he gives the jab, and I'm just, you know, back and forth. Okay, boom. You see that? That's fine. Oh, there you go. There you go. See? Doesn't matter how fast it is. I'm responding to the energy. Okay. See? Doesn't matter if he comes in deep. Doesn't matter if he, see? I'm responding to the energy. It's all about depth and perception. If I train going back and forth with him, he's bringing it. He just touches, right? He can come here, he can touch the neck. There's that slap. He can touch the top of my head. He can just tap the top of my head, okay? There's a lot of ways of how we work it. You want to get that countering down.
You're teaching yourself to be intimate.
Absolutely. See, he's focusing on that because he understands that that's the higher level. It's not just about learning the technique, okay? You train yourself by back and forth. See, and I give it to you. Nice. There you go. And there's something that we're doing too. Instinctually, we're rocking. It's a very slight throwing each other off. It's very small, but the Bojuka system prides itself in rocking. It is a boxing tactic. It is from boxing. That's what Bojuka means. B-O is boxing.
You're welcoming the energy.
Absolutely. The further away he is, the more I got to work to get to him. I want him to come in and close the gap. Nice. Yeah. Also, it may be hard for you to register, but we are actually aiming to hit each other. I'm not punching here. I'll punch this, if you can see that. You see, he would do something totally different. I'm coming right for his face, and all he's doing, you know, one of my students call it the cat paw. We call it a pop. We call it a slap outside and down, as the system teaches it. It's a very simple tactic. Now, this doesn't mean you can't incorporate it in what you know. It's the same movement. If he in Ishiru, what would that movement be? The Ishiru.
Oh, it's just block.
It's a system
So
block.
that's 4 and 5 in our basic block, which is just you're covering all of the ground in front of you because somebody might be going for your groin, they might be going for your solar plexus. This just covers the full area, and you just practice that motion because you may need it at any time. And it's the same deal.
It's just like a windshield wiper, or it's like the hinge of the door. So again, back and forth. There, see that? He was even waving at the wind. And look what happened. He just was able to block. So you want to learn that because see, when you get that down, it doesn't matter how close they come. You'll feel it. You'll be able to defend yourself. Nice, good block. Over and over again. After a while, I felt the same thing.
Yeah, it's a bug.
He wants it on the action. Okay, boom. Nice. There you go. Good. So that's how you would block a jab. Just slap it down.
And it's if we could
sure.
talk about the anatomy of that grab. You know what I'm saying? So we're not wrapping our thumb around because now you're kind of caught. You know, humans instinctively get caught up in maintaining control. You want to have your thumb free, just in case. I'm good enough to run now. Because I stopped that.
And please talk about that because a lot of times people they running it will not work unless you train.
Yeah. That's still the funniest thing to me is when we're training and we have so many different options of what we're able to do to one another when we're going over these different they're not even drills, just exercises. And this fool would take off and he'll run it. And he don't just run out of the doorway. He'll run out of the room and go all the way down the hallway into the back room because you really do need to practice that. And it has to be okay with you and your ego to say, I'm safe enough to run away. I don't need to be here right now. You know, so you have to accept that as a possibility at any moment.
So running is something you have to practice it. Make sure you incorporate it. Doesn't matter what system you train. If you feel like at any moment that the other person is more astute or more trained and valid in what they know, tell yourself to run. Don't teach it and preach it and not make it applicable. Okay. All right. So that was and that could be on any side, like because you have guys jabbing with the left or they're southpaw and then they're jabbing with the right. Again, he's just blocking outside and down. It's a very simple tactic. Doesn't matter. You see, it's just boom, just blocking outside and down. It doesn't matter. Outside and down. You're blocking from the outside down or inside down. It's the same thing. Inside down, outside down. Okay, outside down. That jab is coming. They're pumping it in and out. Okay, you don't want to get into a jabbing contest with this guy. This is self-defense. I mean, if you're boxing, it's different. You gotta get your points up. You want to make sure you
get your scorecard.
Get your scorecard. Get your points up. That's different. So what does that mean? How do we employ this, right? To what we've already been taught. If I jab at him, okay, you can get your fight sense. At this point, the altercation is there. If I'm coming to jab at him, his foot is longer than my jab. So he will always catch me by the time I come in to jab. He will always catch me. My groin is wide open because I'm coming forward. No one jabs like this. I'm coming like this. He's kicking right in between my legs. Again, I'm coming to jab. Boom. See? So that's kind of how that works. All right? That's kind of how that works. And then if he wants, I'm coming in. He does this. He can block this down and then still catch me. Bow. Okay? So that's on either side. All right? How we block a backhand punch, that's the strike. Well, we'll go over back. We'll do them both. Backhand is the punch from the rear. Rear punch.
Oh,
okay? Rear punch. If he's coming with that, it doesn't matter. I'm just scooping down, or if he's coming for the face with it. Okay, the rear punch, yeah. See, this is a little bit different. You notice I covered some. We're gonna go over that tomorrow. I covered some distance in regards to how I work that. You see, and now look at this. Right back to this. Right back to that. That's what I want. Okay, watch one more time. Okay, he comes in. Now that's you see it, right? This goes right back to the intimacy thing again. If I give him a reverse punch or a rear punch, look how far I'm coming in. What I did was I showed him how to stop the guy so he can do what he wanted to do. Again, if I come here and I'm like, see, I'm still coming forward. See that? So that right there is always going to be there. That's what people don't realize because this amount of power, see, I'm still coming forward. He's not going like this, right? And other guys that do the slide punch, they go boom, right? Yeah. He's going boom, see, and that's how he's getting caught because he's running into it. Rear punch, we don't go over it much because for somebody to do it, it's like, where did you learn? What school of thought is that? Like, all the way from the rear.
You got to be already in deep. Doing whatever it is that you do for
now the uppercut would be different. Yeah. You see, that would be like, wow, because once you've already set them up, Now you coming in and you're getting that, that's their setup, and then
And
bam, right, wham. That's nasty. But how you avoid that is delete that when that first one comes out, see, and then that other one's not going to be there because I just adjusted the distance.
I'm already crossed.
Yeah, the balance is off. So the reason why that rear punch is easy to defend against is because it's already there. See, just get right behind him, and it's all about allowing him to do it. You don't want to, because I mean that's what it would be like if I'm not moving. I would have to hard in a sense, in order to do that. But you did the back fist. The back fist is a little different. There's two movements, and it works against two parts of the arm. Back fist, back fist, my hand. Yeah. See how quick that is? I mean, it's almost faster than the jab in a sense. It's so fast.
And it's not coming direct.
It's going, And so not only are you thinking that it's coming, it's like, bam. I've seen guys get hit so bad with back fists. It's a nasty strike. You can't block it against itself. How you block it, see, and so that's how you walk in on that. This hand here is the first hand that comes up. As you see it come up, that hand goes there, and then that's there. And then you're hitting a cluster of nerves here. That pop comes into play. So it's real simple, slow motion. It's 1 and 2, 1, 2. Okay, and then you're in. When he throws a little quicker, right in, and then you got that. So it's a real simple technique. And a lot of guys throw it hard.
Oh yeah, I have a different defense.
Yep. Yeah. Well, let's see it because that might, nice. It's the same concept actually.
Same deal.
Isn't it? It's just what happens is both hands come in and snatch it down. Doesn't matter how fast. Look at that. So that's beautiful. See, so when listen. This is what I tell people about martial arts.
There's no reason to be dogmatic about any style that you know.
At all. At all.
How you make it work.
Look at that. Let's work it back and forth. I come to you with it. Nice. And you come to me. Come to you. Nice. Get some training in before Wednesday night. Okay, that's good. Nice. Look at that. See what I'm saying? And it's just one of those things when you just learn that. Doesn't matter. Nice. Now he did something different. Did something different.
I know he's got it.
Yeah, and so let me show you what I did. I just came with the back fist and I just opened it up because it was that left. Yeah. Because I won't be able to block it here. See, if you came at it a little harder, I'm not gonna block it. But if you come take the inside. So left gets it worse.
It's about the same concept as letting them.
Yes. Yes. Left gets it worse. First off, because it's left hand. It's faster. It's much more powerful because of the reserve strength. Don't play with left ever. Just destroy left. So let's see what happens. Nice. Yeah, same concept. So the Ishiru guys got, to me, I like that. They got
and
that.
So
it's nasty.
We pull down to our waist because you're pulling someone into your center of gravity.
To the kitchen table.
Why that's important to pull somebody into your center of gravity? Now the balance is mine.
Nice.
And what I do next, that's all up to me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Jesus. So, well, one more time because I like that. Nice, yeah. Nice. And mind you, the hand is quicker than the eye. And so what happens is when these techniques are happening, we're not relying so much just on eyesight. As you continue to train more and more and more, you start to feel. And that's why you got guys in martial arts got bad eyes, they wear glasses, but they can spar. And
my sensei is blind as a bat, and let me tell you something. I hope a young guy doesn't try it. I hope they don't try it.
Okay, so I don't want to get too much into hand strikes, but I want to go over one more. It's really basic. It's very simple. Off of a hook. A hook punch is a common punch. A lot of guys get knocked out. And mind you, listen, I train myself to always put people's fists on my face and stuff to remind me on what I don't want to happen. So this guy with Popeye punch, knock you out right into the jaw, break your jaw, hit you in the nose, you know what I'm saying? Now your eye, hit you in the ear, knock some sense into you. What you want to remember is the same thing in regards to. I'm moving to the inside of his center because of the punch. Whichever punch he's throwing, see, I have to make sure I'm moving away from that punch. I don't want to move into it until I learn how to move into it. But it's a real simple, we call it the common block. All right? It's 1 and 2, okay? It's a brush block, just like the outside and down. We brush it down, brush it, and then hit. It's a simple technique. Now, what does that matter? Because if he grabs, I can use that same technique. Okay, so it becomes very simple. So if I'm here, he blocks. Now, mind you, that's a good block. I like that block. You've done it before in class. So yeah. So notice that, again, he does that. I mean, how quick that is. Bam, the strike is already there. So your countering should be just as proficient as your soften up, or what you call your initial strikes.
Yeah, so blocks and strikes are the same thing. They both have to hurt, because at the end of the day, this person should not have decided that they're going to do what they want to do to you. When I teach, I can never stress that enough. Anyone who decides that they're going to do whatever they want to you, make them regret it. Make them regret it within reason. Don't go shooting, but
Yeah. Once you knock them down on the ground, you can't just start kicking them and hitting them with stuff.
And then I want to share, because they're just watching us do hand movements and all of this shit. But the common block in nearly every style of martial art, it starts here. A punch is coming. That's the first thing, is you're deflecting it, and your block comes there strong, and it's just right outside it, and that gives you the inside or the outside.
Yep.
So then you
Boom.
got that.
And it's so funny how you understood that, because even with Ishinru, you just went right into understanding that concept.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, for you guys who train traditional system, you're ready to move on from the katas, but the katas, the answers are in the katas. That was one of the things that we talked about that a lot when you first started working with me. The katas had the answers, just that a lot of times people they're doing it for their ranking. And they don't realize.
In martial arts, and the kata is essentially a martial arts demonstration or exercise, and all that's happening during a kata is you're going through different motions, and they're all rudimentary because it really is for training. So I went from doing this for 8 years, then I met this guy, and that turned into, it's still the same motion, but it's all together, and now I can pull him down to the waist, and so all of it evolves. There's so many different things hidden in the kata. They can't write enough books on what all the different interpretations are. So if you're someone out there who's practicing a traditional martial art, dig deep into it. I'm sure you have a sensei who tells you practice this over and over, because you will get something out of it, and that's all up to you. Whatever it is that you're looking for. So don't discount your original style.
No,
I love bojuka. I love seafood. But as you can see, I'm still an Ishinru guy to the core.
Yeah, and what I tell people all the time is that the old Bruce Lee adage of empty your cup, be formless. I have a black man mentality. Grew up in the projects. We didn't waste anything, right? So you would cook that chicken in that grease.
You know what I'm saying?
And you take that grease and put it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like empty your cup, but put it into another cup. Just put it aside, and then get a third cup and pour all that knowledge in together. That's how you come up with who you need to be, because if the system becomes more important than the individual that learned it, then the system should cease to exist. The individual is more important. That's what Bruce Lee was saying, and that's where it's so sad to see people nowadays.
That's what I was talking about earlier. They don't compare themselves to him. They discount him, which is incredibly. I can't even begin to break that down.
Yeah. Okay, so the hook. Okay, so again, boom, nice and easy. Yup, and bam, got it. And then if I came with 1 and 2, you can see how that all works. Okay, see how you just block both of them? It doesn't matter. He gives me a 1 and a 2. Doesn't matter. See, yeah, boom. See, so it's always that. And then I know y'all see me always holding on and squeezing and grabbing. It's not mine. It's not a sexual thing. I gotta hold on to my assailant because I gotta know where he's at. When it starts to become about multiple assailants and also weapons. And one day we will go over that. But hopefully you guys who have been watching can get a group of people together. We'll come through and show you the stuff and help you really to get a strong foundation of what it takes to truly defend yourself. Okay? All right. So again, if that hook punch, right? He gives me that. Say for instance, he gives me that hook, right? Boom, right? So again, he's coming to hook me. See that kick right there to the groin. It's always there. He comes again, so bam, right to the groin. The eyes are there. I could block, okay, right for the eyes. That's where I would. I'm not gonna go here and then I'm not doing that. And I'm not. Listen again. I'm not knocking anybody doing that. You gotta do that. You gotta.
If you doing whatever it is you gotta do.
You gotta win.
Right.
I mean, he's throwing this punch at me. Okay, I'm gonna use this. You know what I mean? And, you know, he gives me a 1 and 2. Okay, so you see, he was working on him. And listen, that's an old man mindset. So when the old Japanese instructors, Jerry Bell and these guys that train with this, all of I want to give correct, Ron Van Cleef and them, all these guys that trained from the 70s that talked about this type of weapon and everything, man. They know their stuff, man. It's just, I don't know what it is if people want to discount this stuff, man.
I didn't even think about it. I've got a window breaking tool, but really it goes on the keychain and it has rivets in it. You're not gonna let it go. It's got a decent pointed end that comes out not even an inch. You might need to use it.
Yeah.
You know, there are tons of different self-defense tools, not weapons, self-defense tools.
Yeah. Tiz, if you're watching this, make sure you put the link in the YouTube page and on the Facebook page so people can get more information about it. But sorry. This here is such a valuable tool, and I know that we're planning on doing so much more with it. So, but just giving you an idea, in regards to that. Two hooks. You get one, and in slow motion, so you can see what I did. The first one is here. Second one, I didn't even use a straight comment. I just came right on in. It's a very.
The gap is already closed.
It's already closed. Now, if I came with the one, he could stop me on the 2. Oh, Jesus. It's just not the night.
This is not the night at all.
Yeah, sorry, guys. Okay.
It's going to mess with us a little bit. Send it back out.
Yeah.
So what time is it anyway? We still got about 23 minutes. Okay.
All right. Well, and then we'll do a break, recap of everything.
Okay.
So
if
even if I came here.
Yeah, we're going to have to do a do not disturb from now on. I'm sorry, everybody. This is a little unprofessional.
Yeah,
We're working on it.
You can use that block, same thing, and then that's there. We went over that. We talked about that. With the 1 and 2, he blocks one, and then he blocks the second one. Look at that. And we didn't talk about it, but, I mean, elbows are there. You know, he can headbutt. You know, just, you see what I'm saying? Just take his head and just go straight forward.
I recommend headbutting the nose, don't headbutt the forehead.
Yeah, me neither. And even like a headbutt in itself, you gotta employ it right. I know there's some systems. My brother hit me with this guy. He was doing headbutts, and it's part of their traditional system that they've incorporated. It's a Japanese system. Looks very effective. Everything becomes a headbutt. They do it in sparring. I was like, man, that's hardcore.
Interesting.
But listen, if you're going around, this African guy was headbutting these guys. Boom. You're going around headbutting people. You're jeopardizing the rest of your body because where the head goes, the body follows. And so if he's, say for instance, he comes in and he goes to headbutt me, okay, he's totally off balance now. Totally off balance. And that's the technique that we use on the headbutt. If I come here, see that? He just blocks that. That's all he has to do. That's all he has to do. It doesn't matter. Look, see how fast that was? He just stopped. It goes back to that again. And so when I learned that, I was like, well, that's it? And yeah, because the thing is most people are so tense, they don't realize it's coming. Goes back again to what you said about intimacy. Yeah. Okay, let's see. We did straight. We did, let's do 2 punches. 2 punches. A left and the right, or here. Now, this here, slow motion, okay, the one comes. What I do is when I block it down, this hand can come back, but what I do is I just allow this one to come, and then I just go here. So it's 1 and 2. It's a simple block. It's 1 and 2. 1 and then 2. Okay? Or 1, and then 2. Doesn't matter. I can go inside, outside. I can go outside, inside. I don't want anyone to ever be confused. I can just use one hand. Okay, it's a real simple technique. See, he did 1 and 2. Bam. He can change it up. He can go here. Look at that. He did inside. Bam. See, blocking is fundamental.
100%.
Blocking is very important.
I think it's the easiest thing to learn because none of us wants to get hit.
Right.
All right. So a lot of people, they want to focus on, well, what's the most devastating attack?
Yeah.
Most devastating technique I can employ.
Yeah.
Focus on not getting hit.
Yeah.
That's number 1. Because then you can just run.
Yeah.
That's, again, those are the 2 easiest things. The number 1 way to win a fight is to never been there in the first place.
Absolutely. And people, like, when you hear us say run, I'm telling you, it's just something that I'm always in the mind of, at 38 years of training, I still will run.
Yep. Like I said earlier, this fool, he don't just run out of the door and then turn around. See, guys, you got to run. He runs all the way around the building, and finally we're in there laughing for 2 or 3 minutes, but it's realistic.
Yeah.
You do have to train being able to drop your ego. You know, the tough guy or tough girl act, none of that is important in the, when you're defending yourself. The main thing that you should be focused on is sustaining your life and going home.
Mm.
So running, forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
Get up out of there if you have the option. If you're not backed into a corner, you see that this person don't have a firearm or a rifle, get up out of there. There's absolutely no shame in that. You live to fight another day, right?
Okay. Very important. So again, 1 and 2, 1 punch, second punch, nice, good blocks, boom. So I'm very big on blocking. I think that's something that has to. You can't listen. He gives me a. I got you. Yeah, I got you. I'm holding on to you for a reason. if you can't get this here, you're not gonna be able to do everything you need to do to control him. Even if he's 300 pounds, if I got him, just like a cat. If you ever see a cat. If you ever see a cat wrap around a human's legs, they're like, that cat wants.
They're doing what they can in that moment.
And they're just grabbing onto you, holding onto you, and I think, with that being said, it's the same thing here. Once this gap is closed, instinctually I'm going to go to grab him, but see, look, his hand is right for my eyes, and for my face. Now I'm on the defense. Yeah. Whereas I was on the offense, now I'm on the defense.
Which is, again, make them commit to their own detriment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, so why don't we do a review?
Okay.
Let's go over everything that we went over tonight.
Yeah, we got about 15 minutes left, everybody. And I do not have that other speaker in here. So.
Go get it.
Yeah.
Eric, go get the speaker.
I sent you that song, right? For real? No? Maybe not. No.
We'll work it out. It's got to be played. It has to be played.
It must.
So the first thing we worked on was the palm strike. Here is the palm strike. And remember, for review, what are we hitting? We hitting the eye. He's palm striking the eye. Boom! Boom! He's hitting the other eye. Damn! Okay. Damn! Look at that. Again. Woo! That boy's strong. Nice. Now, mind you, it doesn't take a lot to hurt somebody. I think a lot of you guys are looking like, how is that going to stop somebody? We're talking about the eye. We're talking about the eye. Okay? How much do you have to hit with the eye? Okay? All right? Boom. Okay? And again. There you go. Good. Then the second thing that we worked on was a kick to the groin, because the eyes were the most vulnerable part of the human anatomy. The most weakest area is the eye. The second most weakest area on the man and woman. Let me explain that to you.
Yeah.
You women out there, what feels good hurts. That's how you remember. You ever get something in your eye starts to itch, and you ever rub it? Isn't that the best feeling?
You know what I'm saying? Look, you ever cutting grass and you got allergies going on and all of that? Ain't nothing like the end of that. You get to wash your hands and just
rub that eye, man. Rub that eye. Mirror of the soul, the window to the soul. And also, it's a good place when you rub that eye, man. Blowing it. Whew. Okay, so we want to remember that what feels good hurt, what hurts feels good. So he kicks in the groin. As a man, you already know that feels good if it's touched the right way, but if it's kicked, it ain't feeling good. Nice. And mind you, he's not even kicking with shoes. He's barefoot, man. Hitting right up in between them nods, right? Slapping up under the testicles. Bow, okay? Doesn't take much, bow. And you don't have to be in prime shape. Remember, as an older person, the first thing that goes is knees and hips. So you don't need to flick this out. You're not, I mean, you're just raising up and you're just flicking right in between the legs. It doesn't take much. Most people are not expecting you to do it because they consider it dirty fighting.
Yep. And they're already in their minds. They're in control.
That split kick to the nuts lets them know that they're not.
For real.
Okay? All right, so we got that. We put it together. He gives me a hit in the eye, and he kicks him in the balls. Again, eye, kicks him in the balls. Kicks him in the balls, hits him in the eye. Hits him in the eye, kicks him in the balls. So see how he kicks him, he hits him in the, yeah, hits him again, okay, and hits him again, okay. See, you can do that all day, okay. You can put it all together. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. See, over and over and over again. That's how you work somebody over. The next thing that we went over was the coken. Okay, we went over the coken. Obviously, we can't work the coken on these pads, but he can work it on me. I grab him. He takes this. He grabs the boom at the same time. Boom. He holds on to me so he doesn't let me go. Okay, bam, look at that. That coken there. If for whatever reason, here he goes, and I go to block it, and he says, oh, that wasn't enough, he just scoots right up and goes right for the eye. Okay, bam, okay. That will teach me a lesson to know not to do this, somebody. This is wrong. This is bad. No good. No good. You don't grab people like, yeah, what's up? Right? Right? You see? And then all of the other stuff is there. Bam! We hadn't showed you that, but that's another tool.
Oh yeah, my bad.
He's getting excited. He's getting excited. So we learned the coken. And then after the coken, we worked on the slap. Yes, sir. The slap was next.
My pride and joy.
I love it. You love that slap. Nice. Woo! Gunshots. That's what we call gunshots. If you hear that sound, that's correct. Okay? Woo! Jesus. Woo! Ear. And he's been perfecting this thing to hit just from point of origin. Person don't know it's coming, is slapping. That one video I just added and saved to my guys, I sent it to everybody. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. The guy just slapping this dude. Woo! No, nice. Good. And then he can put them together. Palm and slap. Woo! Palm and slap. Okay. Nice. Palm and slap. Oh, my bad. I had it wrong.
Kata's
That's
my
fine.
bad.
No. Yeah. There you go. It's my fault, actually. There you go. Nice one. Ooh, that one fell through my bones. That's how you work that. And remember, you got the bob, so you can work all these different tactics on the bob. It doesn't always have to be on pads. How do you work this at home if you don't have a partner? You want to give them some tips?
You don't have a partner. I'm thinking of Kata.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, anything you can do slow, inherently you can do it fast. You're training the spirit and training the body to follow what the mind wants to do. So, stand. And you don't have to do it this exact way, but I'm just giving an example. I practice the discipline of this punch, throwing it at my own body level, aiming at the solar plexus. Why? Because it's time for me to hit. I'm already trained to go to that exact same spot, and if I want to change it up and make it the chin or the side of the head, but I've thrown this punch thousands of times over the last 8 years. This is nothing. I can do this in my sleep. So same thing. Practice this slap. Place it on the door frame. It doesn't have to be, let me hit as hard as I can so I know when it's time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just practice the motion. You're working on the comfortability of it.
Yeah.
You just want to give yourself permission to be able to do this when it's time. You know, so slow, pull back.
Visualization.
You know, think about what is it that's going to take you there. Somebody grabbing you, or you out with your kids, and you know somebody thinks they're going to run off with your kids or run up on you because your kids are there, and thinking now they got you in a weak spot. Practice this. Think about those things. Welcome them. You know, this hand strike, all of those things. So just work on the visualization, the placement. You can do it right in the door frame. I practice my knee kicks on the door frame because the door frame is stiff. So me kicking a door frame, I done did that kick 1,000,001 times, you know. So when it's time, that's it.
And if you don't have a bob or a bag, you know, it's good to have a family bag.
Mhm.
There are lots of bags that you can order. If you're not able to get the pads and you don't have anyone who can hold the pads, it's very good to invest in a family bag or just a standing bag to where you can work that.
The floor bag or the standing bag,
Mm-hmm.
those things are cheap. Again, Amazon, go and find these things. You're not gonna spend more than 40 or 50 bucks on,
Yeah.
on most of those things these days. So do yourself a favor. If this is in the military we called it readiness. You want to enhance your readiness, do yourself a favor and just go and invest in something small. And then the the piece of paper. Hanging the piece of paper in the door frame or from the ceiling. It's a simple piece of paper. It's just target practice. And the paper moves every time you hit it. You put it at about just at your eye level or just below
Mm-hmm.
and just hit the paper. Wait for it. Because now you're training pan reaction. You're training your timing. You're training your distance, your depth, and your penetration. So you want to you just hang it on a string like a piece of dental floss is how I do it at the house. Hang it from the ceiling, hit it, and you'll hear it.
Correct.
And you hit it right. And the more times you hit it, the paper starts caving in and the target gets smaller every time. So your accuracy is just getting pristine. And then once the paper is so close that you can't hit it on that same side, you start hitting it on the other side. And you'll be practicing your movement. I think that's the cheapest, absolute cheapest, the cheapest option that you have. Hang up a sheet of paper,
Mm-hmm.
7.5 by 11 or whatever the hell the
Mhm.
measurements are.
Yeah.
You know.
You can hang the top. You can take the top and put
Yep.
string through the top, and you can slap that back
Bottle
and
top.
forth. Just like cats do. Cats do that.
Mhm.
That's how they train. They're not just playing. They're training. Cats
Yeah.
are training. Um, with with self defense, with self defense, a couple of the final words that we want to have before we end tonight's show is reminding you guys to understand that it's something that is needed. You spend lots of money on insurance and
Snacks and
yeah,
bullshit
snacks,
store.
but you have to make sure you invest in your self defense and your well being, your preparation of what could happen because no one is above being assaulted, and so it's very important that you invest in your time of what it is to defend yourself. And like I said, self defense is something that should be able to be employed by a man, woman, child, or elderly person. Doesn't matter who you are. Everyone should be able to incorporate self defense in their life. It's very important. So we're gearing up to.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on tonight.
There's no other questions tonight. We had problems, obviously.
But we had some serious internet issues here tonight, everybody.
We never had problems in the little room.
Nah, yeah, I think it's just the distance from the,
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
router and everything.
So apologies to anybody who's watching that that you had questions and maybe the questions didn't come through. But we'll do this again.
Yeah,
I'll do this again. Yeah. Well, hopefully some of you out there watching are interested in training with us.
Inbox us for details.
Mhm.
You can fly out.
Mhm.
We'll come to you
Mm-hmm.
within reason. We'll talk about pricing and everything. But this is something that we both take very seriously and passionately and close to the heart. I think everyone deserves to know how to defend themselves and not
It's a
just
right.
thinking.
It's a right. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
have
right.
to be able to protect yourself, and the loved ones around you.
Yeah.
You know,
Watch your kids, guys. Watch your kids and watch yourselves. It's getting violent out there.
so that about wraps it up for me.
I know, right?
God damn it! Well, listen, people. Let me tell you something. The way that the song is usually played is a bit out of commission right now.
Just everything wasn't working.
Damn it! I'm gonna make it work. Give me a second. Shit. That never came to you, did it? God damn it! Just play it out loud on your phone, man.
No, no, no. There you go.
Walk closer. Come to the mic or something. Shit.
You already been in front of the camera.
Right. Damn, man. Damn, man. Tonight, hell of so many obstacles. But you know what? That kind of shit happens
Yes.
when it's time to elevate.
Yes.
So that's all that is. Things will get better.